What's up, guys? Rip here, and I was actually invited out to Warner Brothers to actually take a look at Mortal Kombat 1 Peacemaker. I got some hands-on early access time with the character, and it's a pretty fun character. You know, it's really got the spirit of the character embodied very well. Obviously, nothing too fancy with this character. He doesn't really have that kind of flash, but we'll go over his moveset in just a second here. And first of all, whenever I start with the character, of course, I want to take a look at the individual strings, right? So as you can see, I favorite all the strings here. His 1, 2, 4. We've got here his forward 1, 1, 4. His 2, 2, 1 plus 3. His down 1. He's got 2, 2, 4, etc., right? So basically, this is a preview of the strings. Of course, this character is going to be coming out later today during the combat cast. They already showed us the majority of his moveset, but actually there's still a lot more to discover, which is the best part about the combat cast, right? They don't give us all the information right away. So as you can see here, I'm experimenting with the different gunshots. These are his down kicks and his sweeps. So his sweep is actually standing very tall, but this string right here, his forward 4-1-2, is kind of the bread and butter string. It's kind of the most damage that you can start off with them, other than his 2 jab strings that are kind of faster starters. But at a distance, this is kind of the go-to, that at least from what I could tell so far. Then as we go through his special moves here, you can see he's got silent and deadly. It allows him to move around while he's charging it up. He's able to cancel it as well. So an interesting anti-air, but honestly, it seems like more of a gimmick, not really a very useful tool. Maybe available for some combos in the corner, but all in all, I don't think this is going to be a move that's going to be very highly used. Next up, we've got his force multiply, which is a gunshot. You know, really fast projectile. The enhanced version actually leaves the opponent stunned, so you can actually follow up with extra hits and combos. You can follow that up with a torpedo pretty easily, or a cameo. So pretty straightforward torpedo hit. It's really fast as well, so really good to close the distance when your opponent least expects it. Next up, we've got anti-gravity, and this is a really interesting move, right? Because it's fairly slow. It's probably best used in combination with the cameo for some kind of hard to blockable situation. You can either choose to go on top of them, in front of them, behind him. You can also cancel it so he actually comes out soft landing, which is an attack that which allows you to fall down as if you're jumping, just like that right there. So that allows you to actually attack on your way down, and it's really strange. It's not as straightforward as you think it is. The enhanced version, basically an escape tool, but really, I think the tricky part about this is finding the timing for that right there, exactly. So you got to tap up, but this here, that's the enhanced escape. Goes really far actually, but once you do it, you can also tap up and go into the other extensions too. So really a weird escape tool, plus going right back into your offense. But again, I had a hard time finding the timing of that up. So other than that, that is what that is. Something to play around with, and instead of some hard to blockables. Here we're seeing the force field, which of course either will absorb projectiles or reflect them during its gold period. And here we have the sonic boom. This seems to be his biggest damage special. Very useful, versatile in combos. Really big hitbox as well. The enhanced version lets you jump cancel it, so you can go to his air strings. One of his air strings has a ground bounce. Here you see the low eagly projectile, really fast. And what I didn't expect from the first trailers was that this is actually just a launcher projectile that's low, right? He also has this mid version here, which also knocks up. Both of them are able to be converted into full combos, so depending on your cameo situation, you can actually pick up combos from this. But depending on the string you're using to go into it, you have to do different combos, and the distance to the corner, etc., is also going to screw that up. So it's actually pretty difficult to use just in the open like that. Of course, that was his cameo just a second ago, where you saw Eagly fly in to attack their cameo, which is pretty useful. But that's basically it for his moves, and I think that the character is pretty straightforward, and I don't really know what the full potential of this character is going to be. He doesn't seem to be a very mix-up heavy character, but he does have a lot of versatility in his combos. He also has a lot of versatility as soon as he finds an opening, so just landing an EX or enhanced gunshot, going to combo from that, it's going to be pretty relatively straightforward. His damage is not crazy good or bad. He's got a couple of restands, but all in all, I think this character is going to be pretty fun to play with. Again, I don't think this is going to be a character that was designed to be extremely top tier, but I think just a character to fool around with, have some fun. I think they nailed it here. Of course, we had a very limited time with the game, so we had just a little bit over an hour to kind of dig through and figure stuff out. So I went through the move list, I went through and tried to learn some combos, I played a couple of towers, just to kind of get a feel of the character. And all in all, he feels a little bit slow, a little bit sluggish for me, right? I like faster characters. His zoning seems pretty good. His projectiles are pretty fast, obviously, especially with Eagly. Eagly being a combo conversion tool is really fun. The torpedo catches people off guard, and the enhanced version has armor, so that's also a very useful tool. I gotta say that the anti-gravity tool is the one I was most confused about. It seems like you need some time to set up some cameo situations, maybe like a Kung Lao low hat or something, so that you can set up some hard to blockable situations and actually make that a little bit more useful, because the startup is so slow and it's not an unblockable like a Shiva Stomp or something, so it's very blockable, right? So you end up in this situation where you need to use it on Okazemi, and you probably need to have something like a Lao low hat combined with it. I gotta say too that NetherRealm really knocked it out of the park with this character. The personality is on point. If you guys have seen the show, if you've seen Peacemaker and the other movies, you know what this character is like. And John Cena, the voice acting, absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. No complaints whatsoever. So shout out to John Cena.
Man, you're shit.
Round 2.
I hate it when hot girls are evil.
I am not evil.
On my world, Aquaman's a total poser. No way, so is mine. I bet that hair can be lots of fun.
If you're flirting, you're failing.
Shout out to NetherRealm for putting this all together. I think it's a perfect package. It's a really fun character. It's not really, as I spoke about earlier, designed to be a top tier character. I think it's just in the game more for fun. Of course, crossplay coming out as well. They've got new patches. They've talked about some of the changes. You know, the round start bug that they've had before, they're going to be addressing that. They talked about some changes to Kenshi where if you hit his Sento, he will actually take damage. So a lot of interesting changes coming to this game. You know, there's been a lot of talk about it, but I feel like things are on the up and up right now. So really excited to see where things go from here. If you guys enjoyed this first look at Peacemaker though, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you guys next time. Boom!
What the fuck? Damn it. Fuck. What? Little shit.
Fatality. Peacemaker wins.